So today we're going to talk about the importance of being your dog's advocate. Now, before we get started, I'm drinking a Vouvray. I don't drink white very often, but today I kind of wanted a white, so Vouvray it is. Now, let's get started. What I mean by being your dog's advocate is if somebody's doing something that you're uncomfortable with to your dog, it is your right to speak up and say something. You are your dog's voice. They don't have a voice, so it is your responsibility and your right to stop an interaction if you're uncomfortable with it. So whether you're at the veterinarian and a vet tech or the veterinarian itself is doing something to your dog that you are uncomfortable with, and if you want to put a stop to it, it is your right to put a stop to it. If you are at the groomers and you see them handling your dog in a way that you're uncomfortable with, it is your right to stop that as well. If you've hired a dog trainer and they come to your home and you didn't know that they were going to use a shock collar, for instance, and they get the shock collar out and start trying to explain to you that it doesn't really shock them, but you're uncomfortable with it the whole time, absolutely speak up and say something. Feel free to kick somebody out of your home, take your animal and leave the facility, or do whatever you need to do to prevent your dog from being in a situation that they're uncomfortable with or that might cause them harm or emotional distress. So, it is hard for us sometimes to do this because, I think we're taught to be polite. However, like I said, you're your dog's advocate and you know your dog better than anybody. And don't ever let somebody tell you that they know what's best for your dog when your gut is telling you otherwise. Now, listen, these people are also professionals, like as a dog trainer, I come with a certain level of expertise, and there are things that I see in your dog that you don't see, things I know about dogs in general that you may not know. However, I'm also not gonna be one of those people that comes in and pretends I know everything, because I don't live with this animal, you do. This is your dog. You live with this animal day in and day out. And if your dog, especially a little bit older, then you've lived with this dog for a very long time. You know your dog best, and I trust you to tell me about your dog the things that I don't know. And I'm going to be humble enough to be receptive to that information and, kind of figure out, be a little more malleable and figure out what the best way to handle a situation is that behooves us all and gets the goal accomplished. But if anybody tells you, I know what's best and your gut is telling you this is incorrect, or you're uncomfortable with what they're about to do or with what they're doing, again, be your dog's advocate. Speak up, stop the interaction, kick them out, leave the facility, do whatever you need to do. But I wholeheartedly support you in being impolite if necessary if you need to be your dog's advocate to some professional who is not listening. And this doesn't just go for professionals. This goes for people out on the street. Say you're walking your dog and your dog doesn't want to be approached, doesn't want to be petted, and somebody says, "Oh, can I pet your dog?" You have to say no. You have to be your dog's advocate and speak when they cannot. So this doesn't just go for professionals. This goes for people coming into your home. Anytime somebody's doing something that your dog is uncomfortable with, like I said, you have to speak up. It is your responsibility to be there for your dog. And when you do that, it creates a bond between you and your dog that is indescribable. They do somehow know when we stick up for them and when we have their back. So I implore you, always have your dog's back. Speak up when necessary. Be your dog's advocate. I'm going to start posting videos every Tuesday and every Thursday, so please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss one of my videos. And again, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate that so very much, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Happy training, happy drinking.